now. And if you check your chat box, this is a link to resources on campus, and I will quickly share my screen.
Okay, yeah.
I'm going to share my screen. So this is what you will see when you click on the link that I just sent you.
Okay.
There's also, those are a few chapters. So if I go down here, just all related to teaching on campus. And I think the testing center is not in this section. Yeah, here, see in the first section.
Yeah,
using the testing center.
Yep.
I've kind of put the information together there. And you see, like, they find it important that you don't use any paper. Like, they will really only do the thing with Moodle. They cannot even use external resources, just Moodle. And you have to schedule 5 days ahead of the exam, just because demand has really increased crazy.
Yeah, what I'm thinking is that because we have picked most of the days for the texting, so I'm thinking maybe there's somebody I could email.
Yeah, you can. You can schedule it right here. So when you there's a little link here. Read more.
Yeah.
It gets you to general information, but also the booking.
Okay.
And there's also a link for your students, like if you want to put that in your syllabus so that students know. But this is where you can actually book it. So you can click on this.
Okay.
And then you get to a mask where you can input the dates, like your name, your address, the course, and the number of students, and then from when to when. And if you have any special comments to make, you can also put them in.
Yeah, like how long, the duration of the exam and all that stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And the reason why it's recommended to go through this instead of emailing one person is that this is monitored by more people.
Okay.
So you'll get a faster reply.
Okay, right.
Yeah, so we have that. And what we could do now is maybe I could have you log into Moodle and share the screen with me, because then I can talk you through the setting up of questions.
Going to the Moodle now. So what do how do I share my screen?
When you move over the Zoom field, you see there's a bottom bar, and in the middle is a green
yeah,
box.
sure.
Yeah, exactly. That's where you need to click. And then you get to decide if you have multiple windows open or tabs open. You decide which one you want to share with me.
Okay. 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 I have it now.
Okay, good. Yeah. So you are in your Moodle course, and what you would probably do, because you said you will have multiple exams, right?
Yep.
You will need to first kind of create categories. Those are kind of folders that you can name exam 1 or exam 2 or exam 3. And that's then helping you later, because you can pull those questions into that category and you will always find them under that.
Where is the category on the screen?
It's not yet here, so this is something we can set up. And
can you hold on a sec? Can you hold on a sec, please?
Yeah.
Sorry.
No worries.
Somebody just came in.
Yeah, that's okay. When you scroll, now you are on the top of your whole course landing, as we call it. Things that you want to change are usually done through the administration block, and you need to scroll down a bit.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
You see administration, and if you go even a bit further down, you see question bank. Question bank refers to the place where you can store any kind of quizzing question.
Okay, so if I put my questions there, then
I would
visible. Yeah, I can hide it.
With the categories, okay?
Yep.
So we're now in the question bank, but if you go up just a bit,
yep.
You see categories,
yep.
The tab. When you click on that one,
yes, okay.
Everything will go under the default, which is for your whole course, but you see there's an empty field and it says name. This is where you can name a category. So you could call this, I don't know, midterm or quiz 1, or it could also, if it's not like
Okay, so where there's a name, that's where I'm going to name the name of the exam, like
Yeah, it's something that helps you organize your questions, because imagine you're teaching this course 10 years, let's say every year. You will have a bulk of questions, and it will be very hard for you to discern which question is which, is what.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you could also go, some people actually do it like that. They go by chapters. They would say, like if it's the book they're using, or by topics, so that they know where to find specific questions. So if you wanted to
Okay.
go by chapters, you could say chapter 1, right? Or by topic, it could be whatever, management chain or something.
So when I do that, all the questions that I have already maybe typed on the Word document, am I going to copy it and paste it into the box, or what am I going to do?
No, let's maybe do an example. So we can create a test category. You can call it maybe test. So
Okay.
maybe test category, or something that it's just we play, maybe playground or something. So it's just a mock category.
Okay.
Because you need to think about how you want.
You want me to bring a test out that I have?
Yeah, you could, but we could just do an example of maybe creating one category and then creating a few questions and assigning them, right?
Okay. So I have to create a name.
And this is for, you could say, for organization, right?
Okay. Yep.
And you usually don't need to put any info in there unless you really want to help yourself kind of remind yourself what's in that category, right? If you want to do that, that's where you could, in the box it says info, but a lot of people just disregard it because they don't need it. The title of the category tells them what it is.
Okay.
And then you click add category.
Okay.
And now you should have it. You see it. Its organization is there, right? You see the default on the top, and then organization under it. Yeah. Okay. So now you have the category, and you don't need to go back. You can actually go to questions now.
Questions. Where is questions?
Oh, you clicked on it again. Can you just go back one more time? Because on the top you'll have multiple tabs. You see
questions, yeah.
Exactly. And you can also import questions. But let's maybe talk about that a little later. There's ways, if you have your multiple choice questions written out on paper, there's a specific format. It's called icon format. If you use that, you can just, without going to Moodle, you can create your questions first and then later import all of them into Moodle. But we'll look at that afterwards, okay? So let's say you're writing your questions in Moodle, then you would click on create a new question, the button that you see there.
Which one?
A little further down, it's in gray. Yeah.
Create a new question. Okay.
And now you have many options for what kind of questions. You want to restrict yourself to multiple choice. That's the one on the top. There's other ways, right? There's also, you can have open-ended questions. It could be with formulas. It could be...
Okay, it's
and now again, it's really important here. You see, like if you stay at the top, just so I can show you, at the top, you see the default category is your main course category, but here you can already choose which one. So if you click on that menu.
Which menu?
Yeah, you see category, but the default, there are 2 arrows. Just click on those arrows on the right.
Okay, this one?
Yeah. And you see organization is there too, so you could switch the categories.
Okay.
Where the question should go into, right? And now it's important, if you're writing a question, that you give it a good name, a name that helps you remember what this is about. So if in 5 years you see this name, you still remember what that means.
Okay. Okay, let's say I use MJT 3560. I said 3650 rather. Sorry.
No worries.
Quiz 1.
Yeah, that's difficult though, because it doesn't tell you what the question is about. So let's say something more thematic is more helpful.
What?
Something more thematic, something that tells you what you're testing, what you're testing the students on.
Yeah, because the first test is going to be from chapter 1 to chapter 4.
Yeah, so I would rather than, what's the topic in chapter 4? Maybe, I don't know.
Well, it's going to be like, it's about comparative environment or something like that.
Yeah, so maybe call it, if you're asking the question on that topic, maybe call it comparative environment 1. So you remember exactly what question, you know?
Yeah.
Because if you call it quiz 1, you will teach multiple courses. You will no longer know, right? Because you can, the questions you create in this course, you can also export into other courses.
Yeah, that's true. 19. Then maybe I should put the name of the textbook or.
Oh, no. It doesn't have to be so long. Like if you just call it comparative environment 1, then you remember, okay, I'm going to ask the student something on that topic here, right?
Okay.
And yeah, you don't even need to, call it management if you stick to this. But later, if you want to, that'll help you. And then you see question text here is where you first put the instruction for the student, because this is what the student will see.
Okay.
The next box is really, and you could put in instructions for students plus the question.
Okay.
It's both. So do you want to write it in? So you see
instructions like
yeah, question text, just instruction for students plus the actual question.
Do I have to write instruction again on top?
No, but just for you to remember. This is now for you because it will kind of remind you. So I would put, here is the place for the instructions to the students.
I don't know. I just saw this question. This question carries equal mark or something like that. I don't know. I don't know what to write, or what is the example of what you think I should write.
Just for you to remember, this box is the space where you put the instructions for the student. So it would be, please, I don't know, depending. What multiple choice question can I think of right now? I'm not using that so much, but whatever you want to ask them, question, and then choose, if you have only one that applies, choose the right answer. If it's multiple, choose all that apply.
Okay.
So you need to give the instructions, because although it's a multiple choice, it's helpful for
students. Like maybe some question has to be asked to, like, or multiple choices, you have to choose one. Sometimes they say choose one answer only, and some questions like A and B, you can choose
multiple, right?
2 or 3 options or something like that.
Yeah, that's true. And let me just quickly find one thing in my Moodle course, just a sec.
Oh, I'm looking at something.
And a recommendation for you, if you're writing those questions, I mean, maybe the textbook has some, then those should be tested. But if you're writing questions, test them with your colleague and possibly some other people too, because it's not an easy thing to write really good, valid multiple choice questions.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's, just a second, almost done. Where do I have this? Because I created a unit on multiple choice questions. I just want to find the material because I think that could help you.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll do that later. I'll find it and I'm going to send you the link to it. So when you start writing the questions, you can focus on that. So this is, okay, so I mean, you hear it in the video, right? And there has to be something in that question box. Otherwise,
yeah, I'll also work on it,
yeah, it won't get activated. So you can give the marks. You see there's one there, but let's say it's a question really taxing something more complex. You could award higher grades.
Okay.
Yeah, right. You can also underline feedback to kind of either give a hint or, but something students will also see. And then you get to you see one or multiple answers. You can use that little menu to make your choice there.
Okay, yeah, one or multiple answers. Okay. Then
and you can shuffle the choices. You see that option there. The problem though is sometimes with answers like A and B or C and D, this will not work if you shuffle the choices, because then A will be something else for student 1 than for student 2 or 3. Right? So don't shuffle choices where an answer option is B and C or something.
Okay.
Okay. And yeah, you can decide how to number the choices. There's different systems. Many people don't even care. They just leave that one here. And then you can write the answer choices into the box. You see choice 1.
Okay, the right answer in the box, right?
Yeah, or wrong, right? The distractors.
No, I don't get what you mean.
Yeah, I mean, a multiple choice question has right answers, but it also has
wrong
incorrect answers, and those are called distractors.
Okay.
And so you would have to have them all there, right? So let's say, I don't know, if it's 3 choices, then you have to have the 3 there. Choice 1, choice 2, choice. If it's 4, whatever number, you can have them. And then you see the grade right there. That's where you designate whether it's a right answer or a wrong answer. Because if you give it 100%, then it automatically means it's a right answer. If you
okay, so I'm going to, in the answer column, I'm going to write the correct answer in the answer column, right?
Not only the correct one, you have to have both. So choice 1 could be your correct one, or you could start with a false one.
I'm a bit confused.
Well, if you see a multiple choice question, there's usually options, right? You have several options. Here, choice means options. So you have to create all options.
Okay, yeah, there's choice 1, choice 2, choice 3.
And you can have as many, but kind of limit yourself to maximum 4, I would say.
4, I think 4, yeah.
Yeah. And also, again, the material I will send you is pointing out a few things. When you're writing your questions, think of not overloading the students with too much information in your question, because that can also detract them from actually answering something.
Okay.
If the text is too wordy, yeah, or if the text is not clear or confusing, then you cannot show their true knowledge. Yeah, so do you want to, can you go up? Did you write something into the question box still, or did you delete it?
Can you hold on a second?
Okay.
Sorry, somebody keep again.
Okay.
Okay, I'm listening.
Do you want to go up one more time? I just want to check whether you have something in your question box.
Okay. How do you want? How can you check that?
Just scroll up. Okay, you have something there. So when you go down now, put something, whatever, into a choice field.
Where's the choice field? This place. Okay.
Whatever, really.
Is it an answer? For example, an answer of what?
Yeah, this is the answer. Choice means the choices students need to make. So because you will have to choose, right? So you, as the instructor, need to create both the wrong and the right.
Okay, let's say that's the answer.
Okay, and let's say this is the right answer. If you go to grade.
Now I go to grade, yeah.
And you award the 100%.
Okay.
That indicates it's the right answer, but you would also have to need to have distractors, like wrong answers, right? So you would choice 2, and you would give it 0%.
Okay.
Not the feedback. Be careful.
Choice 2, let's say. Okay. For example, school. And the answer is 0.
Yeah, none. You see on the top, on the very top. And why do you have so very many options, right? You might wonder, because you can also penalize students.
Yeah, that's true.
Trying, right?
Okay, it was 0. None. Is it none?
Yeah. So if you only had a question with 2 choices, now you could scroll to the bottom and you could save this one.
Okay.
At the very bottom, yeah. Save changes, you see?
Save changes and this one.
Yeah. If you want to write more, then you would kind of click the other, but yeah, save changes will get you back to the main menu. So now you are in your question bank. You see question bank on the top.
Yeah.
You see the category. So you chose organization. So it's in that category. You see the number next to it. That tells you how many questions are in that category.
Which number is this?
On
This
the
one,
top.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. But,
And you also see the name now, right? You see comparative environment 1. That's the title you gave that question. If you call it quiz 1, you'll get confused.
if
Because
I do what?
if you call it something something too random or too generic, like quiz 1,
Get confused,
you will get confused because you will put it into quiz 1, then the question will be called quiz 1. That's kind of weird, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Now I understand.
Yeah.
But is it how, like say I'm giving them 50 questions, is it what I'm going to do for each page that is open? You understand what, like we only created one question now.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is
you
that
need
not
to
like
create,
if I have my question in a,
yeah,
maybe.
you have two ways. You could now you could write them like the way we showed you, like you just try to do it, or I told you about the Aiken format. I'm gonna stop your screen sharing because I want to show you something, but I have to do that first. Let's see if it says. Maybe we'll go here. So I'm gonna try to find it fast. Moodle answers. And like I said, I also created a resource where this is explained in more detail, but I'm going to try to find the place that's public into Moodle Answers. So this is Moodle Answers, right? You see it? You can also book your exams through this page.
Moodle Answers.
And I'm going to search for Aiken format because when you use this helps you save time. You don't need to create every individual question in Moodle. You can write them out on your Word, like on your computer with Word. And so you see it here, importing Aiken formatted questions. And you also find the explanations right here. So it explains you that if you're typing it out, this is how you need to do it. You see, there's no numbering because if you have 10 questions and you import them into Moodle, Moodle will recognize them as 10 separate questions and name them.
Okay, so I don't have to number them. I just have to write a question.
Yeah. And yeah, you write out your question and you also write out the answers and then you indicate which one is the right answer.
Okay. Okay.
And then it's important, the next step is very important that you save it as a text file.
Okay.
And that's something you can do in Word by, I think, choosing Save As, and it gives you the options. And then it also asks that you make sure in your box it's under UTF-8 format. So when you click to text on Save As Text, you get, you see multiple options, and you need to.
Then I'll choose this one. Okay.
And then this is how you then go into Moodle. So you completed writing everything out on Word. You save.
Okay, this like the first part is that I've already written all the question in Word. Yeah. Then I will now.
You save all the clicking for individual entries. You save. You don't need, you save time. You don't have to do that because as you noticed just now in Moodle, how long did it take us to write one question, right? Let's imagine you want to write 20. Consider it time. So you can save some time by just writing them wherever you are on your computer.
Okay.
Without having to be online. But once you think, okay, I'm fine now, I have all the questions I want for today, then you go into Moodle and you see in the settings, which is under the administration block. So if you're in Moodle, remember?
Yep.
Administration is on the lower left, right?
Yeah.
And I'm in a place, so that's why we can't see it, but that's like a main page. Administration, and then we see import. Yeah, and this is what they mean here. So you go to import, and then you choose your Aiken format because you have multiple options there. With Aiken, and then expand the general section. It says, and you can decide into which category you want to put those in. So you'll be asked which category those should be input.
No, that's the category we made before, right?
Yeah, or you should probably create more.
Yeah,
And
of course.
depending, right, where you want to put those, you decide.
Mm.
And yeah, you just do these things.
Mm-hmm.
They tell you here. And then you drag your file with the questions onto this field that will show. And you
Okay, so I'll just I'll drag my file. That's, well, the Word document that I have created with the questions.
from your computer, right? You will
Yep.
get prompted.
Then I'll click import,
Mhm.
or I'll just drag it.
You drag and drop it, and you have to click import both.
Okay.
And then you can preview it. It'll show you the questions, and then you can continue. And then you can double check your questions individually in your question bank.
Okay, they're correct. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's really, it'll save you.
Yeah, this one save more time because.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
And yeah, you wanted to ask something else, right? Did you not?
I think yeah, part of the question I want to ask is about text is yeah, you show me how to book time and data, the text at the same time. Then they told us that usually we should give them maximum of 2 to maximum of 3 days for the exam.
Okay.
So then we have to let the testing center know when the exam will be open or something like that.
It's true, yeah, because it's a choice that students can then make. You don't proctor, so you save the time, but because you cannot schedule it just for one specific point, like let's say 3 hours then, because students are taking other classes as well.
Yeah.
If it's not during your class time, they can't take it. So yeah, usually people leave it open for between 3 to 5 days. And that could include the weekend as well.
Yeah. So when they are going to the exam, they are not allowed to take any textbook with them, right?
No, it's totally locked down. They go there, they show their ID, and they have to leave all their personal belongings.
Okay.
Space, yeah. Plus, they cannot access the internet. They can really only use Moodle. And they can only get into the exam with someone opening it for them.
Oh,
so
okay.
They will have, your test will have a password that only the proctors know. Okay,
so they will use their school ID and password to log into the
not the password. The password is only known to the proctor. So if the proctor knows your class has 20 students, and he will see the names of those students, so the proctor can then go to the computer, put in the password for your student, and then the student can start.
Okay.
If your students have the password, they can take the test from anywhere.
That's true. Okay. Yeah, what other things do I need? I think that's basically about the module test and all the stuff. That's the thing I want to discuss with you today. So
okay, so what I'll do is just stop the sharing, and I'll also stop the recording.